The NBA Finals start June 1st, and for the third year in a row, we have the Cavs and the Warriors. So, what do I think is going to happen this year? In 2015, we saw an injured Cavs team take the Warriors 6 games. And they lost at home. And LeBron, best player in the world, averaged like 35, 13, and 9. Matthew Dellavedova was their second best player. 2016, we all know what happened. Draymond Green got suspended in Game 5 for calling LeBron a bitch. Andrew Bogut got hurt in Game 5. Couldn't play Game 6 and Game 7. So I think you could put an asterisk beside both wins. 2015, Cavs were injured. In 2016, Warriors didn't have everybody that they needed, and they also blew a 3-1 lead, first in the finals. But I don't want there to be any injuries this year. I don't want anybody to say, oh, well, this person was injured, or this person got suspended, or this person was out, because this is the third year in a row, and for the first time, we can probably see each team at full strength, and Golden State added Kevin Durant, and arguably a top 3 player in the world. Golden State has home court. First 2 games are in Golden State. First game is on June 1st. And we'll see what happens. I'm picking the Cavs in 7 games. And we'll see what happens, like I said. Because hopefully nobody gets injured. But I feel like there still should be, a small little asterisk beside the Warriors win, because obviously Kawhi Leonard got hurt in Game 1. We all know Zaza Pachulia. It's a very controversial play. Some people call it dirty. Some people say he was just closing out on a shooter. But it looked dirty to me because, nobody takes that extra step. Obviously, Greg Popovich went off about it. I know my friend Golden, he was pretty distraught about the situation because he is a Spurs fan. And then obviously they were up 20. Kawhi Leonard went down. Couldn't play in Game 2. I don't think he could play in game. He could have played in Game 3. They just held him for Game 4 because they said the series was over. And that was it. That was that. Golden State swept all 3 series and went 12-0. And now they're going to the finals, coming off 12 wins, 12 straight wins. Obviously, the Cavs took care of the Pacers in 4 games. They were a little sloppy in that series because it was 4 games, but I don't think there was one blowout. They were all relatively close games, especially Game 1. CJ Miles, they're one CJ Miles jumper away from losing that game, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, they took care of the Raptors in 4 games. That was... I expected the Raptors to give them more of a fight like they did last year. Raptors took them 6 games last year. And then, they added Ibaka, they added PJ Tucker. I thought they would have given them more of a fight. I thought maybe it would have even went 7. But they got swept. Lowry was out, so I'm not gonna leave that out. Lowry was out. And then took care of Boston, the number 1 seed, in 5 games. Everybody said, the Cavs are falling apart. Cavs are this, Cavs are that. They probably just said, forget it. We'll just coast till the end of the season. I think in the last 46 games of the season, they went like 23-23 or something like that. So they weren't playing their best basketball, by any stretch of the imagination. But took care of Boston in 5 games. Isaiah Thomas went down, I believe, in game 3. And then that was pretty much the end of it. But they did have that game 3 comeback. Or no, sorry, Isaiah went down in game 2. And then they had that game 3 comeback. Cavs are up 23. They came back and beat them. Boston came back and beat them. And then Cavs took care of them in the next 2 games. And then here we are. The whole NBA season has led to this. Everybody, some people, I get what people say when they say, yeah, like, only 2 teams, like it's been 2 teams for the past 3 years, and then no one else even has a shot. Like, I mean, come on, like nobody in the East is gonna beat the Cavs yet. Nobody in the West are gonna beat the Warriors. Maybe San Antonio. Maybe, Tony Parker might even retire. Manu might retire, and then they have Kawhi Leonard and Aldridge. We'll see who they could pick up this offseason. People are talking about Chris Paul. Chris Paul might be going to the Spurs. I think it's better. He has a better chance with the Spurs than he does in LA. Because, I mean, LA is just, they're an organized mess. LA, DeAndre Jordan, you can't keep him in the game. He can't shoot a jumper to save his life. Blake Griffin he jumped over a car. That's been the highlight of his career. Like, I genuinely feel bad for Chris Paul, because he's arguably one of the best pure point guards to ever play the game. And, he can't even make it out of the second round. And, the Clippers were like 10-0 or something this season to start out the season, and then they ended up like 3rd or 4th. And then obviously they got taken care of by Utah, and then Golden State took care of Utah. So that just shows you, even if they did beat Utah, they wouldn't beat Golden State. But that's it, man. Like, obviously Paul George is a free agent. Big talks of him going to the Lakers. Boston Celtics have the number 1 pick. They might pick Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's dad doesn't want him to go to the Celtics or any other team. He wants to be a Laker. His dad wants him to be a Laker. He's not going to the Celtics workout. So we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, you're watching a 32-1 or something Black Ops 3 gameplay that I got a while back. Just, messing around. But yeah, the NBA season has led down to this. I'm taking the Cavs in 7 games. They're all going to be close games. And LeBron's going to win his 4th ring. And he's going to win Finals MVP. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you everybody for watching. Talk to you in the next one.